you guys, I guess, pretty much just sit there and listen. But we do encourage you to leave some comments below if you've got anything to say to us at all. We're always ready to hear something, so if you've got any sort of comments, anything you'd like to say, please let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Anyways, what I'd like to talk about today is why we chose the GoPro Hero 5 out of the entire line of GoPros that are available right now. So let's start back from like the beginning. We've only had this camera for one. We got it right before our Florida trip, so that was we've probably had it like a month now. We've been back from Florida for a couple weeks, so maybe a little over a month. And I've wanted a GoPro for a long time. My mom has even wanted a GoPro for a long time. Like, we used to talk about it back when I still lived at home and was even in like high school and stuff. When they first came out, me and my mom were both interested. We thought it was so cool. Camera that was waterproof, pretty much indestructible. You could do anything with it. And we were always going on hikes and stuff, and it seems like the perfect camera for that situation. However, she was never interested enough on her own to actually get one, and at the time I just never had the money. Luckily, I'm blessed enough now to have a job where I can every once in a while get to buy something nice. But I'd wanted one for a long time, and then once me and Bree got together, we'd even talked about getting one for a long time, but then we were like, well, photography would be what we'd really want to do right now, so we ended up getting like the Sony and then her Canon DSLR, and we still talked about it from time to time, but I guess it was just never the right time. And then we were at Target like a week or 2 weeks before we were supposed to go to Florida, and they had the GoPro Hero Sessions on sale, and I think it was like, I don't know, $120 or something for the session, the Hero 4 level session, and then they had the Hero 5 session for like $160 or something like that. I was like, man, that's a pretty good deal. Maybe it was $150 for the Hero. Yeah, it was $150 for the Hero and like $200 for the session. And I'm like, well, that's not too awful. And I was like, well, if the Hero 4 does the voice activated stuff, I'll probably just go with that one, because I want to be able to tell the camera to, you know, come on and go off and things like that. I don't want to say it right now because I'm filming on this camera, and I'm worried that if I do say any of those things, it'll cut out the video. But you get what I'm saying. So I wanted the voice activation features that came with the camera, and to get that you had to have the Hero 5, which was $200. And then I was like, the Hero 5 Session, which was $200. And I was like, well, that's awesome, but then with that one you don't get to change the battery out like you would if you stepped up to the regular Hero 5 Black. And so I started looking at that, and it also has the voice control stuff like I just said, and you get a screen and removable batteries. So then we're like, okay, well, that's only a little bit like $100 more. Well, with some research I was able to find this one on eBay, brand new, and it came with 2 additional batteries, also brand new in the box. I was like, and it was $279 or something. I was like, well, that's a great deal. Now, mind you, at this time, they did not have the new GoPro that just came out the other day, the GoPro Hero 2018, which is the budget camera. I probably wouldn't have got that one over this one, but I'll talk about that in just a second. So like I said, I decided to go with the one on eBay, and I also decided not to even step up higher to the Hero 6. So from what I've read and what I understand, there's a few differences between the Hero 6. One, this camera that we're filming on right now, the Hero 5, has image stabilization. However, the Hero 6 has better image stabilization. So that's one feature, but I was like, well, I've watched the footage of the Hero 5 of people just using it normal, and it looks pretty good, so I think I'll be okay on that one. And then the only other real benefit that I've seen of the Hero 6 is that you get to be able to shoot in 4K. You can shoot at like 60 FPS, while in the Hero 5 you can only shoot at 30 FPS. Well, I don't really need to shoot those frame rates in 4K because I don't have a computer currently that can handle that 4K footage and edit it easily. You know, we're working on an older MacBook, and it's like I'd rather not deal with the slowdown of even filming in 4K. Even though you would still downsample it to 1080p to put it on YouTube, I personally thought I don't want to stress out my computer that much and it take even longer to edit videos than it currently does just to get 4K content. So I decided to go without that. And on this camera, and on that camera you can also shoot at, on the Hero 6 you can shoot at 1080 exactly to shoot and how to get the best shot, so I don't need to spend an extra $200 or so just to be able to slow it down even more. The Hero 5 does 1080p at 120 frames per second. That can slow footage down well enough for me to where I'm happy with the way that it looks. And it's slow motion, it's not going to look the best anyway if you really slow it down. So to me, those things didn't matter. And then however, I decided against I would have, this wasn't an option when I bought this camera, but now that they have the Hero Black 2018, I still would have spent the $70 extra to get the Hero 5 because this one can shoot at that 120 frames per second in 1080p. The Hero Black can only shoot at 60, which is not awful, but I still think that I would rather have that little bit more. And on this camera, on this camera you can't, that guy was really not wanting to let me over, and we're right at my exit here. Anyways, like I was saying, the Hero 18 only lets you shoot at 60 frames per second, which is fine, but it really isn't that great for any slow motion. And I want to be able to do a little bit of slow motion, you know, make fun clips, or if we do something silly, be able to slow down. So that was a big part of that for me. So I probably wouldn't have went for that. And I felt like I was getting a good deal. I think the batteries are probably only worth like $20, but this camera was $270, which was cheaper than all the other ones at the time. And you're getting the $20 value in batteries, which came in super handy. If you do get a GoPro and you're going to be using it for a lot of filming, if we're going out on a hike and stuff, we actually use this camera for more of our vlogs. And then if you've watched some of our other content, like our Bible Bites or a couple of Breeze videos, she's used the big camera to film herself. And that camera looks awesome, but it's just not as, you know, it's not as easy to use as this camera is. And if you're thinking about doing vlogs with the GoPro, we've been outside on it. A lot of people talk about the wind noise or whatever, and they're telling you to like put a cage on it and put this external microphone and, you know, get this grip and turn your phone upside down and like, or turn your phone and put on top of it so you can have a screen to monitor yourself. Listen, out of experience from when we've been using this camera, we've not had any issues. For one, you can't focus the GoPro anyways, so if you're if the camera is pointed at you, you're gonna be in focus. That's not something you need to worry about. And then the microphones have three different microphones on the camera, and they rotate through them to try to filter out as much wind noise as possible. So if the wind's blowing on one, they'll switch you to one of the other ones so you don't have that problem. And from what I've been able to tell, it's worked really well. We've been outside vlogging and it's not had any issues. And it does help to see yourself sometimes in the camera, but like right now, I couldn't see the screen if I even wanted to because the camera's looking at me. But I've not had any issues. It's such a wide, even if you put it in linear mode, which is what this is being shot in, it's still so wide that you're gonna get yourself in the frame. As long as when you look at the camera, you're looking with your eye line directly in the lens, then you'll be good to go. You have no worries, there's no reason to even think about you not being in the frame. I would say that if you want to vlog, but you don't want to use your cell phone, because your cell phone is, because if you're anything like me, by the end of the day, your cell phone's about to die, and you don't want to waste any of your extra battery power on trying to film yourself with it. And also, I have cut myself off before. If you go back to one of my other drive time videos, the only one that's shot inside the house, you'll see that I talk about where I'd cut half my body off trying to film. So it does happen on the cell phone. It's a little bit harder to see yourself if you flip the phone around to use the better camera. I think that if you have been, I'd say start with your cell phone. If on the vlog side, start with your cell phone, and then if you get into it and you've made a lot of videos but you want to upgrade just a little bit, but you don't want to spend a bunch of money on a DSLR, definitely go with the GoPro. But if you're getting really into it and you want to make like actual movies and type things, definitely go ahead and just pick up a DSLR. You can get the Canon T6i for around $800 with the lens. Click it on there. It works great out of the box. You can get the, I think actually for around $800, maybe it's $900, you can get the video creator kit where it comes with the Video Mic Go, which works pretty well. Sometimes you get a little hissing noise if you don't get it plugged in all the way, but you know, it still works really well. But anyways, as you can see, I just backed down to the driveway. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Do you have any thoughts on what we talked about today? Please let us know in the comments below. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more content, go ahead and subscribe. Also, don't forget to check out our website at thefamilylife.com. That's our blog where we post all sorts of different things. The link will be in the description. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and God bless.